Hello there, America. Mississippi just took a swan dive into the unknown. They're waving goodbye to state income tax. That's right, the Magnolia State is about to become a whole lot more tempting for folks who like keeping their hard-earned cash. This move, a key part of the Build Up Mississippi Act, has everyone talking, from the bayous to the barbershops. Supporters are popping champagne while critics are bracing for impact. This isn't some overnight revolution. The plan is to phase out income tax gradually. Right now, you're looking at a rate that's supposed to hit 4% by 2027. But hold your horses, because this new law shakes things up. It'll drop that rate to a cool 3% by 2030. After that, further cuts depend on how much money Mississippi's raking in. Now you might be thinking, John, this sounds too good to be true, and you wouldn't be alone. Plenty of folks are scratching their heads, wondering how Mississippi plans to pay for schools, roads, and all that good stuff without income tax. It's like giving up your day job to pursue your dream of being a professional thumb twiddler. Optimistic, sure, but is it sustainable? Let's break this down, shall we? The Build Up Mississippi Act isn't just about income tax. It also throws a bone to grocery shoppers by trimming the sales tax from 7% to 5%. Sounds great, right? Well, hold your applause because they're also bumping up the gas tax by 9 cents over the next 3 years. Why? Infrastructure, my friends, because apparently you can't have smooth roads without a little pain at the pump. Naturally, this whole shebang has divided opinions faster than a squirrel in a peanut factory. Supporters are practically dancing in the streets, claiming this will turn Mississippi into an economic powerhouse. They're picturing businesses flocking to the state, drawn in by the promise of lower taxes. More businesses, they argue, mean more jobs, more money, and a brighter future for everyone. But wait, there's another side to this coin, the one being flipped by critics who are less than thrilled about this financial gamble. Economists and tax experts are throwing up red flags faster than a referee at a WWE match. They're worried this whole thing could blow up in Mississippi's face, leaving the state with a nasty case of empty pockets. Remember those schools and roads we talked about? Yeah, funding those might get a tad tricky if the state's income takes a nosedive. And here's another kicker. Critics argue that this tax cut is about as fair as a carnival game rigged by a bunch of mischievous raccoons. They say it's a big win for the wealthy, who'll see the most significant savings, while everyday Mississippians might end up footing the bill through those increased gas taxes and a shift towards a consumption-based economy. So, while the rich are sipping mint juleps on their verandas, everyone else is stuck with the tab. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? But here's where things get really interesting. Remember that whole phased-out approach to cutting income tax? Well, it turns out a tiny typo in the bill threw a wrench in the works. This wasn't your average missing comma or misspelled word. This typo accidentally accelerated the timeline for those sweet, sweet tax cuts. The Senate, who drafted the bill, were probably aiming for a slow and steady approach. But the House saw that typo and thought, hold my beer, let's do this. And before you could say fiscal responsibility, the bill landed on Governor Reeves's desk, typo and all. Now, you'd think someone would have caught this, right? Maybe someone with a red pen and a basic understanding of how numbers work, but alas, it slipped through the cracks. And Governor Reeves, bless his heart, signed it anyway. So there you have it, folks. Mississippi's grand experiment in tax reform, brought to you by a typo and a whole lot of hope. Will it be a glorious success story or a cautionary tale for the ages? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be an interesting ride.